How's the recidivism?
Well, typically the people that the Salvation Army usually sees are people who've already gone through other kinds of programs, and so there's about a 30 to 40% success rate. And considering that these are individuals who've really tried over and over again, it's very good.
Yeah, that's really wonderful, because you're really taking folks that have failed in other programs, and they're succeeding here.
Right, and of course, in the Salvation Army, we believe that people deserve a first chance, a second chance, a third chance. You know, as long as there's breath in the body, we don't believe in giving up on people.
That's great. That's great. And I know the prison ministry is also a very strong part of what you're doing.
It is. It is. It's where many of our people go, especially during the seasonal times, to give out gifts. Most of the time it's toiletries of some kind, but also to give a word of cheer and a word of encouragement, and just show the love of God in all that they do. Also in helping the inmates' families.
Right.
During the Christmas time, we have names that we can go and we can say, we're going to provide help Christmas for you and your family.
Wonderful.
They sort of send out information where the families are adopted at the local Salvation Army. And that's a great program that happens every season.
Linking is the key to success.
It is, and it's so that the kids, you know, because in the prison system they may not be located near their home. And especially those inmates with small children, you don't want to forget those kids. And we want to try to do all that we can to let them know that their parents haven't forgotten them. Because again, the hope is that the parent will be helped while they're in prison, and that when they come home again, they'll be part of society again, and you want to be able to reconnect the family in a positive way as much as possible.
And that contributes to it.
Sure,
Absolutely.
it does.
Yeah, wonderful.
And then the Army has a program, Bible study program, where inmates can write, and at no charge, they sign up for Bible study lessons. They're sent to them in the mail, and then our territorial office in Atlanta has folks there that grade the lessons, and then those who complete them successfully receive a certificate. And that's a good thing, because it gives people a positive thing to work on, and
some
it gives
positive
them,
reinforcement.
It does, and a
Which
sense
helps
of
build up that
accomplishment.
self-esteem. Yeah, and that can lead to success on the outside.
Right.
Yeah.
We think so.
Yeah, we'll hope so. We hope so. We hope so.
We
Well,
pray so.
the record is good.
Yes,
the record
it
is
is.
good. And speaking about records, the Salvation Army, as Roger said earlier, has a wonderful record in terms of women being involved in management very early on.
Yes, they are. And one of the things that has been exciting is we now have our own rank, where I'm known as Major Melanie Coulson, and I go through the same kind of training that Roger went through. I'm also an ordained minister, but also you have opportunities to provide for skills that you have. I've had the opportunity to work for older adults and do quite a bit with them. I've also had an opportunity where we've been able to help those in crisis management problems. And so I've been given quite a few different appointments that perhaps in William Booth's age I would not have had, but I am thankful for them, because it helps us to first of all stand beside my husband and support him, but also in my own right fulfill my ministry and that the Lord has called me to.
Right. Maryland's part of the Southern Territory, the 15 southern states in the District of Columbia, and it has a unique standing in that we have the first woman divisional commander. Major Sandra Defabal was appointed in June.
Maryland to be proud of, my goodness.
Exactly. And in the history, the Southern Territory was formed in 1927, and in that whole time there's never been a woman divisional commander. We've had women generals. Evangeline Booth, one of the daughters of William Booth, was the national commander of the United States and was the first woman general in her own right. And Eva Burrows, an Australian, was another woman general who headed up the work of the Army all over the world. So the Salvation Army has always believed that whether it's a man or a woman, that we all have God-given talents and abilities, and we should fulfill our responsibilities in the ministry that God's given us, using those those gifts, if you will. And it shouldn't matter whether you're husband or wife, whether you're a single officer, that we've been put here for a reason, and it's to do the work that God's given us to do.
That's right.
That's right. Thank you. Could you give us some contact information, please, about the Salvation Army of Maryland?
Well, the website
is
tsabaltimore.org. and our phone number, and we always have to look at it because
Yes.
we don't call ourselves very often. It's 410-783-2920 is our main number, and we're always glad to get phone calls. And the website has our email contact information. We like to get folks that write us,
Right.
and we always take great joy going out and speaking to groups. Melody goes out at Christmas time and speaks to different groups.
A lot of women's organizations, civic clubs, things like that, that been able to enjoy getting to know other women and to provide an opportunity of service for them as well. So it's
Wonderful.
been very good.
Great, great. Let's talk about volunteer opportunities.
Okay.
Now, how folks have seen, and we've talked a little bit about the Red Bells of Christmas,
Right.
and folks might have been to the thrift stores, and especially in this time of recession, when folks are hurting from manufacturing jobs drying
Sure.
up and other kinds of shifting in employment. Now's the time for people to step up and help.
Right. Well, there are all kinds of activities that go on all year long, not just at Christmas. For example, the Boys and Girls Clubs. We have people who come in and are mentors to the kids. They'll help them with homework. We have men in the Middle River area who come in and help with the basketball program, and they act as coaches.
Good for them.
In the springtime, we look for volunteers to help with baseball and those kinds of activities, or arts and crafts. So whether you're not sports-minded or whether you are, there's always something at the Boys and Girls Club. We have 3 of those in the region.
I've found one thing I wanted to interject in the arts and crafts, having raised 2 daughters. Even if you're not very good in arts and crafts, you're better than some people.
Oh, that's true.
Right. Well, and it's just someone taking an interest in the kids.
That's right.
Right,
And,
that's right.
That's
That's
right.
really what
It
they
is.
need more.
And our board members, that when we go and we do our board meetings, sometimes we'll have to run them out of the club because they're more interested in being in there and talking to the kids and helping them with their homework and doing things like that. In our service center offices, we have food pantries. So we have volunteers that come out and help put the food orders together.
And that's in different parts of the
Sure,
area?
all over the
and-
state, not just in the Baltimore region, but all over the state of Maryland at the local Salvation Army. There are folks that
So-
work with that.
So wherever you are in Maryland, you
That's
can,
right.
you
Yeah.
can go on the website,
And-
and I guess if...
And we're going to have a link on our website that will help get them to, let's say, the website in Frederick or the website in Cumberland.
Okay.
We'll make sure that folks are able to find the local Salvation Army that they can get involved with. There are folks that come out and they help with visitation. One of the programs that my wife has been involved with in the past is with visiting nursing homes.
Yes, and that's something that anyone can do, because
Very true.
it's just going and being kind and loving someone who perhaps that's the only touch they respond to that whole day,
Yeah.
or have no family in the Baltimore area and are very lonely. And so a lot of the women's groups that I deal with love that, but children love that too, and the residents love to see the children. It brightens their day.
Especially when they
and
bring in a
helps
cat.
them. That's right, or a dog, or
Yeah.
or even a stuffed animal, a little baby doll. It's just very precious to watch.
Memories.
It does. It
that's
creates
wonderful.
memories.
And
That's
of course, there was one place that we used to visit. One of the fellows there always made Melody play checkers.
Yes, that's true.
And he always
True.
won.
That's right.
So we're not sure if he just wanted to play checkers with her because
That's right.
he liked to see her, or if it was because he wanted somebody
That's
who
right.
could beat.
That's right. I wonder what would have happened
But
if...
relationships build that way.
Right, right.
So,
It's really important.
I guess part of the relationship with that man at the if you would have beaten him, maybe that would have been good for
I
him.
know. I'm getting better, but
Well, and some of the other volunteer activities, our advisory boards, advisory council members, the women's auxiliary members, there are ways to get involved. We have fundraisers that we do. My wife has an activity coming up pretty soon that's a fundraiser.
a spring fundraiser for the Women's Auxiliary that
You
we're
can find
selling.
out about that by
Yes.
Going to the website.
Right.
And then all of the Salvation Army units all over Maryland have their own activities like that, where people can call and can go in and find out what's going on.
and a pretty full calendar throughout the year.
Sure.
Every
Very
season.
much.
All your